Hello all and welcome to the Spring Equinox reading for the collective. Today we have joining us the fabulous Miss Pearl in honor of her return home. So, a really quick touching on the symbolism of the equinox. It is the day of equal light and dark. So, kind of where we're finding balance in our own lives and maybe where we need to cultivate balance in our own lives. It's also the return of the sun in a way. So a lot of the thought seeds that we've been planting may be sprouting now. It's also an excellent time to plant new thought seeds for what we'd like to see in this year. I heard someone say that this is like the real time to do New Year's resolutions. It's a really potent time, especially with Aries season beginning. We'll have a little bit more of that fiery drive to accomplish maybe what we like to, or to do what we need to do to find balance. So yeah, whichever deck you were drawn to in the first place is the one which you should listen to. You are welcome to listen to all three of them if you would like. However, the one that immediately drew your attention first is probably the one that you most need to hear. I will say this one really seemed really to the point. This one felt very foggy and unsure. And this one was sort of both, although there's a lot. There's like more cards than the other two that fell out for it. So I feel like, not that it's necessarily a heavy situation, but that there's a lot more to it than these two at this point in time. So beginning with the amethyst. Angels, ascended masters, and spirit guides of all those who chose this amethyst. Please be with me now as we do this reading to provide the most concise and accurate information for these folks. We have the adventure card. Happy, happy. Round and round. X in reverse and mountain or hill. The Hierophant in reversed, the Magician in reversed, and Six of Wands. And to clarify it all, we have the Seven of Pentacles, which is about sowing seeds and waiting for your seeds to blossom and bloom. So, kind of my immediate thoughts about this are, usually when I read these dream cards, if it's in reverse, I refer to actually looking for that symbol in your dream, whereas this I take more as an oracle reading. So if you got amethyst, you may have been seeing an X in your dreams lately, or you will. And usually when you see an X in your dreams, it is referring to either unfinished business or a lesson that wasn't learned yet from that. With this card, I definitely think that's what this is needing to still learn the lesson from this X. So if you're able to lucid dream, maybe trying to extract information through dreams, or just paying attention and really like writing it down, trying to remember your conversations that you have could be helpful. overall, though, this is a really positive reading. With the Hierophant here, I feel like this X might have been kind of like the real deal, because the Hierophant can symbolize like institutional partnerships, so it could have been a marriage. This could also be walking away from the traditional way of doing things and instead doing what makes you happy and adventuring to places you've never been before. I definitely think that this denotes actual travel, like maybe this year you will be traveling to a new land. It may have been something you've been thinking about for a long time with the Seven of Pentacles. And with this, I see that you will be successful in doing that and you will reach your goals with this mountain here. With the happy card in reverse, this is just a reminder that through this time, make sure to have sort of a light mindset, to be jovial, to see the humor in things, to not take life so seriously. Because again, you're planting thought seeds at all times. So when you can escape from a cycle of negative thinking, you're able to experience a whole new adventure, almost like this. If it's not literal travel for somebody, I think that this could actually denote a toxic cycle with a partner that may have been a lot of mind games with the Magician reversed. May have been untrue to who you are. Like maybe you're a very untraditional person, and this was a very traditional partnership. I think maybe it was something that made you literally not happy. But the true work here that'll pay off and make you successful is if you can get past the negative thought patterns around the whole situation and move to a whole new way of seeing things, adventure to new lands of like, well, maybe this was for the best. Maybe everything that happened was actually really beautiful. And I'm grateful for the time, and I'm glad to have met this person or spent time with this person, and I'm grateful for the way that they have changed and transformed me as a person. Because that kind of thinking is what will lead you to the lands that you really wish to go to, That's what will really help you fully integrate the lessons from this X. Yes, that's what I have for you. And you will be successful in that. Just be extra, not prudent, what's the word? Vigilant about the way that you're viewing things, because you create your reality in that way. Okay, next we have Le Golden Hoop. This one has a lot of cards, so we kind of got to make some room here. We have Maintain Your Childlike Spirit, Deep Knowing, Time for a Nap in reverse, Animal, Embrace Your Wild Side, the Five of Swords, the Four of Swords, and Death in reverse, the Empress, Seven of Wands, the Chariot. The Chariot in reverse. Four of Wands in reverse. Ten of Cups in reverse. And the Justice card. So, the general gist of what this is trying to say is you have been pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing way too hard and not giving yourself a break. Time for a nap in reverse talks about definitely overexerting yourself, and with that maintain childlike spirit. I think maybe you haven't been allowing yourself the time to actually enjoy life because you've just been going, pushing as far as work goes. And it doesn't necessarily have to be work that you're paid for. It could be literally doing family stuff with the Empress. She's the motherly archetype. It could be doing things for friends, family members. With the Empress, I do feel like this is someone who has a very motherly energy about them. Yes, very motherly energy about them. And they might be feeling a little bit overwhelmed as they're trying to, persevere and do everything that they can. I also kind of see these as offers, the way that they depict this card. I feel like these 7 wands are all people like, will you do this for me? Will you do this for me? Will you do this for me? How about this? How about this? And he's having to defend himself. So, if you got this, I think that to keep that inner balance that we talked about in your life, you're really going to need to step aside and slow down because you can't always just go. You see this? You can't just keep going and going or else you're going to burn out. And that's how it's going to balance itself out. So it's better now if you allow yourself that time to nap. Or not even, doesn't even have to be a nap, but to allow yourself a break, to allow yourself to be a child and, go explore in nature, go make something, go do what you did when you were a child. Try to remember, what did you do for fun? What made you happy? And maybe allow yourself to do those things again. With animals saying embrace your wild side, this could even be playing with animals, like pet therapy. Or it could be like, well, I was gonna say go to a party or something. That's what it made me think of. But with the whole coronavirus thing, probably not really a good idea. But what makes you feel free? I think that that's what it's time for you to consider now and moving forward. And perhaps like when the whole quarantine thing is finishing up, letting yourself go to social gatherings and socialize and take a step back from the burden of all of what you've been trying to do. Because this Five of Swords, in this deck, Five of Swords is pictured as somebody who is lying on the ground in a pentagram, and there's all these swords in the ground, and it almost looks like they're pinning him, but they're not. He's not stuck. So yeah, I think that this is wanting you to know that you're not stuck. You don't have to do all these things. Even if you are kind of the passive, like motherly type who just can't say no. Sometimes you need to say no, and take a break, because this Four of Swords is also talking about taking a break, or else you're going to burn out with this Ten of Wands. Or, goodness gracious. Yeah, I said Ten of Wands, so I'm going to leave that there. That's a burden. It's a burden to carry. But Ten of Cups in reverse, I feel like this is like your cup is running dry here then, and you need to refill. With the in reverse, I can see that also as an inner state of being. So needing to reclaim your own inner abundance, because when you're always giving, going, without any break, without any fun, your cup's gonna run dry. So what can you do to reclaim that inner joy and abundance? What can you do to reclaim that inner feeling of success and total happy fulfillment? What can you do? What'll make you feel restored and renewed and clear-minded? What'll help you feel like you're flying like that bird, like a child? What'll help you feel playful again? Because you owe it to yourself with this Justice card. You really owe it to yourself. And again, that she is literally holding a balance here. That's how you'll restore your balance. And she's straight up pointing at the Four of Swords. Like needing that break. That is how you'll get the balance. Withdrawing your energy. And in the Four of Swords card in this one, the symbol for Scorpio is also pictured in there quite a few times. So with all of like the Empress, the childlike spirit, everything, this could be taking time for art as well. Scorpio is a very creative sign, so whatever that means for you. And with Death in reverse, I feel like it's not an ending. Stepping away doesn't mean ending something. If you have, friends who are coming at you asking for things all the time with this card, and you usually want to say yes, but you say no, that's not putting an end to the relationship. And if it does, then that's not a relationship that you want anyway, because then it's like they just want your power pretty much. And if you're not willing to give it to them, then they don't want you anymore. And that's kind of fucked up. Excuse my language, but and the same goes for a job. If you have been working a bunch and not being given a break, you need to voice your needs. And if that does bring an end to your job, then again, it's not a job worth being in if it's exhausting you, because at some point you're gonna break. So I feel like here, saying no isn't an end all. You can be there for them again in the future, but maybe it's time to just step away and take this time to yourself and do what makes you happy. Do what it takes to refill your cup, to re-spark that joy inside yourself, to play and have fun, and to just not take life so seriously for a second. And with this deep knowing card, it's like, you know this. You know this already. But it's probably, you're probably so used to ignoring your own needs that you haven't taken it seriously. But it's time to take it seriously, because otherwise you're just gonna crash. So yeah, restore your balance by taking a step back, being playful, being curious, perhaps doing art, and that will help plant seeds this year for what truly makes you happy. Because if you are overworking all of the time, is that something that, logistically you would be able to maintain? Is this a maintainable way of living? Ask yourself that. Would I be happy if it was like this all the time? And if your answer is no, then it's something that, you just need to take a break from it. And it might not be an end all. It's fine. But taking this time to really nurture your inner child that has been crying for you to take a break will help you head in a direction that will bring you even more joy in your future, more fulfillment, more happiness, and probably a sense of purpose along with all of that. Once you can, stop distracting yourself with work and activity. Now we have this really pretty rock. I don't recall what this is called. Who knows what this is? Tell me if you know. It's shiny. It reminds me of mica, like it might have mica in it. I don't know what it is. We have trust your own understanding. Oh yes, this is the very conspicuous. Auspicious? Conspicuous. Auspicious. I don't know. Trust your own understanding. Why? T. Seek no further, your aha moment is at hand. 2 of Swords. 7 of Cups in reverse. King of Swords in reverse. 4 of Wands in reverse. Or just 4 of Wands. Just 4 of Wands. The Chariot in reverse. The Prince of Swords in reverse. 8 of Pentacles in reverse. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And the 6 of Pentacles. The card of the Equinox. Perfect balance. Alright. So if you drew this third deck, you are feeling torn about something. You're feeling cloudy in your mind, like you just can't think straight. And you're just maybe not quite sure how to move forward. You might be thinking about some sort of move you'd like to make. That move could be anything. It doesn't have to be a literal move. The fogginess that you are experiencing in your mind around this decision is because you have not spoken your truth. I read something about the throat chakra that was saying a throat chakra block can create a mental haze. So that might be perhaps what is blocking you up. I'm looking at these cards here with the Prince of Swords. With trust your own understanding and why. Why is asking you to ask yourself why you're asking in the first place. To ask yourself what your own intentions are. If you have been listening to this whole reading, referring back to this one where it's like, in your mind, what is your reasoning for doing things? What is your internal dialogue? What is your internal dialogue? Are you creating happiness, balance? These are both actually very balanced, even cards. Because this is the key. Literally, when you are in this situation or whatever that's causing you to feel foggy and torn and unsure, that's the key. What in your mind is making you feel that way? And I feel like it will come in, seek no further, your aha moment is at hand, as an epiphany. It'll just hit you one day because maybe you'll be feeling just fine and clear, and then you are around a certain person or a certain place or doing a certain thing, and suddenly, or even having a certain thought, you guys, and then suddenly nothing will make sense. That is how you'll know. If you drew this third one, that is how you'll know. You need to trust your own understanding of things. Because really, at the end of the day, you can listen to as many tarot readings as you want. You can ask friends for advice as much as you want. But at the end of the day, you are the only one who knows how you feel. How do you feel? What triggers you to feel cloudy and unsure? What causes you to feel like you can't speak your truth? What causes you to feel like you're stuck and like you can't move forward? Chariot in reverse. Four of Wands is usually, Four of Wands usually denotes like happy endings. I have also seen it though as something that you are a part of, similar to the Hierophant. Um, like being a part of something bigger than yourself and contributing. So I feel like this is a situation in your life that is making you feel this way. It's not you, it's what you are connected to. That is the key. It's not working for you. It's just not working for you. And when you can do the inner work here, it will end a cycle, and then you'll finally get that balance, give and take, offers even of charity or, um, you know, uh, just the balance. The balance is, the overall theme here with the equal hours of light and dark during this time. But take what's not working, look within. What does work for you? End the cycle and finally get what it is you need. Something that is joyful and balanced and feels good, makes you feel good. No more of this, like feeling unsure, unfaithful. And I don't mean unfaithful. If you took that a certain way, then that might be what it means for you. But there's been a big theme in my life lately about having faith. And when we lose that faith, that's when we don't move, that's when we don't speak. Okay, so you might need to cultivate a little bit of inner faith here so you can speak your truth, move forward, keep the wheel of fortune moving, get unstuck mentally, and transform this cloudiness into opportunity. And what will that opportunity hold for you? Balance, generosity, friendship. Look how kind that man looks. Like the kids look up to him. Yeah, so the key is to look at your why. Why haven't you spoken your truth? Why haven't you moved forward? Why? Why are you feeling stuck? Is this something you need to ask yourself? I was going to offer readings for it, but I think it's something that you definitely have to work through because it feels very karmic. It feels very karmic, maybe even generational karma. And I did want to say too, the Prince of Swords is wearing the sign of Aquarius, so If you were born between 1991 and 1994, you're probably experiencing your Saturn return. So if you drew this, you could be feeling cloudy because this is a really intense time for you career-wise, and you are having to approach stability and career from a whole new way of being that's more in touch with the collective. This Four of Wands here, the collective energy. All right. So if that is you, just know that how you're feeling is normal, and that it might be time to take a leap of faith. Because when you get rid of what is keeping you feeling stuck like this, it's like everything will turn around for you. You'll come into your power, you'll be able to move ahead. You'll feel so clear in your thinking. You'll have a steady income still. You might have someone even off, like if you want to start up a business or something, you might have someone coming in and say, oh, I really like that idea. I want to support this. Can I help out financially? I feel like with this card, help will definitely be given to you. But first you need to look at your why and work through this karma, because as murky as it might be feeling, you can move past it. You just need to look within. You need to look within and you need to listen to yourself, and when you get that aha moment, don't ignore it. Stop ignoring it. Stop ignoring the intuitive feelings that you're getting. Even if it's telling you something scary that feels unfamiliar, that you've never done before, that's okay. Do you want to feel like that for the rest of your life? No. Take a chance. Listen to yourself when you're feeling this fog, this mental fog, when you feel like you can't speak up, when you feel like you can't move forward. Listen to that and ask yourself, why is this happening? Why is this happening? Have I experienced this before in my life? Did I experience this in my childhood even? Has this been a trend in my life? Why has that been? What other people made me feel this way? What about them? And asking yourself questions. Asking yourself those questions. So that's all that I have for you guys. I hope that the seeds that you plant during this equinox bear beautiful, prosperous, joyful, and loving fruits for your 2020 and on. I truly hope that you find the balance that you seek. And thank you for watching my reading.